everyone, and thank you for joining me for STEAM Monday. Today we are going to try and survive on a desert island. This program has two different parts to it. The first part, we are going to be ranking different items that you were able to salvage from your shipwreck. And the second phase is going to be building yourself a little bit of a lean-to out of certain materials and seeing if it will withstand gale force winds and rain. So you're going to need to collect some materials for this. I have sand, but if you don't have sand at home, you can get some dirt from outside or something and just put it on a big plate. And then you're going to need 3 of something. So I have some examples here. I have straws. You need 3 straws. You could use 3 pencils, 3 popsicle sticks, 3 of whatever these are that I found. And then you're going to need some string, about an arm's length of yarn or string. And your last supply will be a thick piece of paper. If you don't have a full piece of paper, you can use pieces of paper that would add up to 1 full piece. Now, there's a quick video I want you to watch about how you ended up on your deserted island. So, take a look. Now that we know how we got to our island, we have to decide how we're going to use our 13 supplies. So real quick, I just want to talk about them. If you look in the comments below, you will see that there is a worksheet. You're definitely going to need to have that out, and you can either print it or just look at it and fill it in like on a piece of extra scrap paper in your house. So the first thing that you were able to salvage from your shipwreck is a sextant. And what that means is it's sort of like a compass for the ocean. A shaving mirror, 25 liters of fresh water, so something that you can drink, rations, which means food, maps of the ocean, a flotation device, so like a lifesaver, 10 liters of gasoline, a small radio, 20 feet of plastic sheeting. So this is almost like tarp material, a bottle of rum, 15 feet of rope, and 2 boxes of chocolate and 1 fishing pole. So now it's your job to use this worksheet right here and rank which do you think is the most important item that you have in front of you. Is it the shaving mirror, the maps of the ocean, the flotation device? So whatever is the most important, that gets number 1. And whatever is the least important gets number 13. Once you're done with that, you're going to have to wait until tomorrow to see the Coast Guard's ranking of what is actually the most important so that you can see if you're going to survive or not survive on this desert island experiment. So now that you've ranked your items that you salvaged from your shipwreck, you have to try and build a lean-to while you wait to be rescued. You can't just lay on the beach the whole time. You'll get sunburned and dehydrated. So you need to build some sort of shelter using specific materials that you found. So some planks from your shipwreck, which is going to be 3 things. So you can use the pencils, the straws, the popsicle sticks, whatever you choose, a length of rope, a tarp, which is going to be our piece of paper, and you're going to have a knife, which means your scissors. So you can use those 3 items any way you want. So if you want to cut up your string, you can, but remember, you're on a deserted island. So you only get that 1 piece of rope. So if you cut your rope and then you realize that wasn't the best idea for what you wanted to build, you have to tie it back together. And if you break your sticks, you've only got the 3. So I'm going to try and construct something right now, and then we are going to test it. Okay, so that was way harder than I thought it was going to be, but I did manage to build a teepee type structure. I made a couple of mistakes that I wouldn't do again next time. Like, I broke my 2 sticks without fully thinking it through, and I cut my string. So now my next step is to figure out how to attach my tarp to the top of my structure to keep me dry. So I have finished my structure. You take a close look on the inside. It's got 3 legs and it's a teepee. And then what I did is I took those 2 broken pieces of wood. I tied one to the front and one to the back to hopefully act as weight when we test it with the wind and the water, but I don't really know what's going to happen. Another one of my tactics is I think I'm going to take the sand around my house and bury the bottoms of my tarp to help support it. So now it's time to test my structure to see if it's going to withstand gale force winds and rain. So now it's time to test my lean-to to see if it will withstand my gale force winds and my rain. Who's ready? All right, we'll start off slow and then we'll get crazier. Here we go. So far, so good. I think that the wind hitting it at this angle is doing me a lot of favors. I think if I turn it, we might not fare so well. Let's give it a try. You ready? Here we go. Start off slow. So I'd say it's doing pretty well. I think that burying it under the sand worked pretty well. And I think that as the sand got more and more wet, it got heavier and was holding it down for me. I'd say all in all, it's a success for sure. Now let's talk about how to score yourself. Tomorrow we will post the actual Coast Guard ranking of the 13 items that you salvaged. To figure out your score, what you're going to do is you are going to take your rankings of the items, and then you're going to fill in the Coast Guard's ranking of those items. And this last column is reserved for the difference between the two. So you're going to have to do a little bit of math. If you need some help, just ask your big person. Once you have that, you also need to take the score that you got from building your lean-to. So this one, you're also going to need the help from a big person to score this. You get 2 points for ingenuity, 2 points for resistance to rain, and 2 points for resistance to wind. So some of you might build lean-tos that do really well with the water, but have a harder time staying down when the wind is blowing on them. You're going to take those 2 scores, add them together, and you will get a final score. So If you get between a 0 and a 24, you did great. You demonstrated great survival skills, and you definitely got rescued. If you score between a 25 and a 42, you did good, above average, but you're still hungry and tired, but you got rescued. If you score between 43 and 58, you did fair, which means you're dehydrated and barely alive. It was tough, but you got rescued. So please take pictures and post them in the comments below. I'd love to see what your lean-tos look like. It's a really, really fun program, and I loved putting it on for you. I'll see you next time.